Picture this. It is the middle of July outside. It's 29 degrees above and climbing. But inside the house, the windows are closed, the curtains are drawn, and the furnace is still running. The person living here is wearing a sweater, and they don't realize anything is wrong. For many of us, summer means sunshine, patios, and finally enjoying some warmth after a very long Alberta winter. But for an older adult, especially someone living with dementia, summer can quietly become one of the most dangerous seasons of the year. And that is the part families often do not see coming. Today we're talking about summer safety for older adults. My hope is simple: to help you notice small changes before they become emergencies. Heat, dehydration, fatigue, confusion, and isolation often develop gradually, and the earlier we notice something is different, the sooner we can help. Welcome to the Art of Aging, where we celebrate life moment by moment, living, caring, and being present through every stage. I'm Sherry Gibson-Walters, certified professional consultant on aging, founder and CEO of Harmony Caregiving, and your host. Before we go any further, let's clear up one common point of confusion. A stroke and heat stroke are not actually the same thing. A stroke affects blood flow to the brain, and heat stroke happens when the body becomes dangerously overheated and can no longer cool itself. Both can cause confusion, and both are medical emergencies. If you suspect either one, call 911 immediately. If you suspect heat stroke, begin cooling the person while you wait for emergency responders by moving them to a cooler location and applying cool cloths and cool water, especially around the neck, under the arms, and on the wrists. In home care, we see these situations every summer and all too often. They are not unusual. They are simply the kinds of things that someone notices when they walk through the door. A home that feels too warm, a loved one who seems more tired than usual, a furnace that is still running when it should have been turned off weeks ago. So let's begin with heat. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature. We may sweat less, notice temperature changes more slowly, or have circulation that does not respond as quickly. That means an older adult may not realize they are becoming dangerously hot until the heat has already started affecting them. Medications can add another layer. Some medications increase the risk of dehydration. They affect blood pressure, they increase sun sensitivity, or make it harder for the body to cool itself. That does not mean anyone should stop taking their medications. It simply means summer is a good time to ask a pharmacist or physician whether any medications increase heat-related risks. There are two heat-related conditions that families should understand. The first is heat exhaustion. This is the warning stage. The body is struggling, but can often recover with prompt action. Signs may include heavy sweating, cool or clammy skin, weakness, dizziness, headaches, nausea, muscle cramps, or unusual fatigue. Move the person somewhere cooler. Encourage small sips of water if they are able to drink safely. Apply cool clothes and allow them to rest. If symptoms are not improving or you are concerned, seek medical advice. The second is heat stroke. As we discussed earlier, heat stroke is a medical emergency. Warning signs include very hot skin, a rapid pulse, slurring speech, fainting, agitation, or sudden confusion. The last one is especially important. If your loved one suddenly seems much more confused than usual, cannot follow conversations, is unusually agitated, or simply does not seem like themselves, do not assume it's just dementia or just getting older. A sudden change always deserves attention. Call 911 immediately and begin cooling the person while waiting for emergency responders. For families caring for someone living with dementia, this matters even more. Someone with dementia may not recognize that they are too hot. They may not remove extra clothing, adjust the thermostat, open a window, or even ask for help. Which brings us back to the home we pictured at the very beginning of today's episode. The warm house, the closed curtains, the furnace still running, the sweater in the middle of July. Why does that happen? Well, dementia can affect a person's awareness of time, seasons, and changing routines. The habits that made perfect sense throughout the winter may simply continue because those routines feel familiar to the person. Thermostats themselves can also become very confusing. A person may accidentally increase the temperature while trying to make the home more comfortable. Whenever possible, simplify the controls. Consider using a smart thermostat or programmable that the family members can monitor remotely. Some thermostats can even be locked to prevent accidental adjustments. Passive cooling also makes a big difference. Keep curtains closed during the hottest part of the day, use fans safely, and when the air quality allows, open windows during the cooler mornings or evening hours. Here in Alberta, we also have wildfire smoke to consider, or smoky days. It may be safer to keep windows closed, use air conditioning if available, and run an air purifier rather than bringing that smoky air indoors. While we're talking about Alberta summers, we also need to acknowledge that our weather isn't just about the heat anymore. This year, many communities have experienced periods of heavy rainfall, localized flooding, and power outages. For an older adult, especially someone living with dementia, these sudden changes can be unsettling. The sound of thunder, heavy rain against the windows, emergency alerts, darker skies, or seeing water where it normally isn't can increase confusion or anxiety. Some people may repeatedly ask, "What is happening?" while others may want to go outside to investigate. If that happens, just stay calm, offer simple reassurance, and gently redirect them to another activity rather than trying to reason or argue. Saying something like, "Everything is okay. The rain is making things wet outside, so we're going to stay inside where it's warm, dry, and safe," is often far more reassuring. After heavy rain, it is also worth taking a quick walk around the home. Check for water leaks, damp carpets, basement flooding, power outages, or sump pumps that may have stopped working. If the electricity has been out, make sure that the refrigerators and the freezers are operating properly. Now let's talk about dehydration. Many people assume dehydration begins with feeling thirsty. Older adults often do not. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally becomes weaker. Some people also drink less because getting to the bathroom is difficult. Those decisions are understandable, but on a hot day, they can quickly lead to dehydration. So watch for dry mouth, darker urine, dizziness, headache, weakness, muscle cramps, unusual fatigue, or increased confusion. Dehydration also increases fall risk. So when someone is dehydrated, blood pressure can drop. Standing too quickly may cause dizziness or lightheadedness. Encourage one simple habit. Sit before standing, stand before walking, and pause before moving. Those few extra seconds can prevent a life-changing fall. Another summer concern families often overlook is fatigue. It is easy to assume that someone is simply tired because of the heat. Sometimes they are. But unusual fatigue can also be the body's way of asking for help. One thing we often see is that infections, particularly urinary tract infections, do not always present with the symptoms families expect. Instead of fever, an older adult may suddenly become very confused, more tired, withdrawn, or simply not like themselves. One of the most valuable questions any caregiver can ask is this: is this normal for this person today? If the answer is no, pay closer attention. If someone suddenly becomes more confused, unusually tired, weak, dizzy, refuses food or fluids, or behaves very differently than usual, seek medical advice. Now I want to talk about one of the greatest summer risks of all. It's being alone. When heat causes serious harm, it is often not because the temperature was unusually high. It's actually because no one noticed the warning signs soon enough. You see, in the summer, routines change. Families travel, neighbors head to the lake, regular visits become less frequent. During hot weather, try to make sure that someone checks in every day. It could be a family member, a neighbor, a friend, volunteer, or a caregiver. And instead of simply asking your loved one, "Are you okay?" take a moment to notice what is different. After a major storm, those check-ins become even more important. Look beyond your loved one and take a quick look around the house. Are walkways safe? Is there water in the basement? Is the refrigerator running? Has the power come back on? Are medications oxygen equipment, or other medical devices working properly. Test them. If you discover flooding, significant water damage, or anything that could affect your loved one's health or safety, notify family members or the care team right away so that help can be arranged before the problem becomes larger. So let's make this simple. Here is a 5-point safety checklist that you can keep in mind every time you visit. Number 1, hydration. Encourage fluids throughout the day and keep water visible and within easy reach. Water-rich foods like watermelon, oranges, cucumbers, soups, and smoothies can also help. Step 2, check the environment. Check that the furnace is off during hot weather and that cooling systems are working if available. And during wildfire smoke, keep the windows closed when needed and use air conditioning or air filtration if possible. And after a heavy rain, check for leaks, power outages, flooding, spoiled foods, and anything else that may affect safety or comfort. Number 3, notice what's different. New confusion, unusual fatigue, weakness, dizziness, poor appetite, or changes in behavior should never be ignored. Number 4, prevent those falls. Encourage slow position changes, sitting before standing, standing before walking, and pausing before moving. These can reduce dizziness-related falls. And number 5, stay connected during periods of extreme heat, wildfire smoke, or severe storms. Make sure that someone is checking in regularly. Whether the challenge is extreme heat, wildfire smoke, or several days of heavy rain, the goal is always the same: helping older adults remain safe, comfortable, and supported in the place they call home. If you remember only one thing from today's conversation, let it be this: notice what's different. The earliest signs of trouble are often the quietest. When someone notices those changes early, there is a much greater opportunity to keep an older adult safe. If someone you love is finding the summer months more difficult to manage, this is exactly the kind of support that our team at Harmony Caregiving provides every day throughout Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and the surrounding communities. Sometimes support means personal care. Sometimes it means meal preparation, hydration reminders, companionship, dementia care, or simply having a trained caregiver notice that something has changed before it becomes an emergency. If you're the family caregiver, please remember this: you don't have to carry every responsibility on your own. Accepting support is not giving up. Very often, it is what allows someone to remain safely in their home and give you and your family greater confidence and peace of mind. I thank you for joining me for The Art of Aging. If today's conversation resonated with you, please follow the podcast, share it with someone you know who may benefit, or leave us a review. Together, we can build a world that values aging and honors those who make care possible. Until next time, I encourage you to seize the day, embrace the moment, carpe diem,